What up? We back at it again with another video by DJ Mobile Auto Services. So right now we got a CS3 Lancer. It's a 2006 model. It's carried a 4G18, 4G15 head and block. Right, so customer complaint is that they're experiencing some hard start from time to time. Right, basically they took the vehicle to get it checked by the mechanic. He scanned for the codes. He got no codes. So he couldn't explain. Of course, they throw parts at it. They throw the coil. They throw plugs. They throw throttle body. What else did they throw? Map sensor, and it wasn't still able to figure it out. Right. So that's when they contact me and ask me if I could check it out for them. Right. So let's see if we could get this car to act up. It's been sitting here for a while. Right. So I'm hoping that it act up. Right, but if not, then we're still gonna do our checks. Right, so key on, engine off. Right, so the vehicle started up pretty well. Right, but still, as I said, they segregate from time to time, right? So I'm gonna scan for codes real quick and see if I could get some kind of direction. Sorry about the glare. Can't do anything about that. So as I said, we have no check engine light. So let's read. So you see we got no 4 codes, right? But let's look at our live data. I'm watching my crank sensor is on. Saying it's reading at 1100 RPM, which it is, so that means it works. Right, what else? Yeah, stepper motor works. That won't cause a no start. Map sensors reading. Shutter position sensor is good. So what could cause a no start on these kind of vehicles? It could be crank sensor is one. I know that for a fact. Faulty harness connection, starter. But they say it sounds like it wants to crank, so it's not the starter, right? But it cranks sometimes and it turns over and starts. So is it like they say it happens only when it's like real cold outside? Right, so what I'm gonna do first, I'm just gonna get a crank and cam signal and from this vehicle and probably see if I could see something, right? And then I'll be determining what I want to do next. So as you're sitting here, I'm just kind of letting the vehicle run a little longer. Right, so as you sit here, you're seeing the crank sensor at 875 RPM, and you're actually seeing the RPM dropping. That light that you see flashing is the ABS, but that always happens when you're scanning Mitsubishi, and the neutral switch just blink as a norm. Right, so you're seeing that the crank sensor RPM is dropping. You see my O2 is switching back and forth from rich to lean. The timing is at 9 degree advance. My injector is slowly, pulse width is slowly decreasing. My map is reading good. And my TPS is reading at 624 millivolt, which is like 0.6 volts. So right now it's closed. So I'm not seeing any indication of anything that will give me like engine trouble, because you're actually hearing the vehicle sounding real well. Let's go on the hood, matter of fact, and hear how it sounds. So the vehicle runs pretty well. Not sound like it's a misfire or anything like that. Let's snap the throttle and see. Alright, so this vehicle accelerates real good. Right, probably on the load it starts to break up, I'm not sure. Let's go back in the vehicle and put it on the load. So I'm stepping on the gas, stepping on the X. Sorry, and I'm gonna put the AC on. Sound like they got a bad mount or something like that, but injector staying open a little longer. Hey, so let's switch this vehicle off and put it back on again. Matter of fact, let me come out of here first. There's nothing the scan tool is helping me with right now. Alright, so let's switch it off. Switch it back on. This vehicle has 265,000 kilometers on it. So the vehicle starts back really well. So I'm not sure exactly, can't fix what's not broken. But as I said, I'm gonna grab the crank and cam signal since it's really easy to get. And let me see if I could get some kind of direction on what is going on. Right, so I got my red trace hooked up to my crank sensor and my blue trace hooked up to my cam sensor. So let's analyze this waveform and see what we get. Right, so I now start the vehicle up, right? The vehicle is running when I got this capture, right? But as you slowly look, you'll start to see like the blue trace starting to get some little peaks, right? But that is noise at first, right? When I'm scrolling through on the capture, I started to see that the waveform starting to look weird. Right, it actually started look like it's breaking up or it's dropping out, right? So I decided to go a little bit more in on the cam sensor signal wire, right, making sure that I have proper contact and I'm a proper ground. As you notice that I'm actually losing the the nice sharp definition of this waveform, right? It's not square anymore, right? And my ground is connected properly, right? So is this a sign of the failed cam sensor? Actually, let me hook up a feature that's on the scope and see what's going on. And then you can see using the map channel, right, that you actually see where the sensor is failing, right? So this is actually a good indication why the vehicle wasn't starting or getting a hard start from time to time. And the customer, was turning the key and it wasn't, showing. So this is the power of the scope, and basically you can find this with a scan tool, that you're getting a fault in the cam sensor, so I'm gonna let the client know that they have to purchase a cam sensor, right? I'm not gonna tell them purchase a crank. I'm just telling them the cam sensor only, right, based on what I'm seeing here. And this is a good visual to show them that, hey, so later you're gonna start your vehicle up or try to start and you're gonna get a no start. And as I said, you see where it's dropping out. Let's zoom in a little more and see what's going on here. So you see that I'm getting the signal, but slowly it's starting to break up, right? As I said, the blue is the cam and the red is the crank. Yeah. So it's real cool, man, to actually see that, you have a fault that's going to happen before time, and then you can make a proper observation and, inform the client that, things that's going to come their way if they don't, deal with it. They're going to come into the vehicle morning or whatever, and they're not going to start. Right, so if you like what you saw, don't forget to hit that like, subscribe button, right? I'm going to inform the customer that they have a faulty cam sensor and they need to, you know, purchase one soon, right? It's not the harness. I double checked the harness. It's not the harness. I was shaking the harness while I was making this video, and I'm not seeing anything. It's actually a faulty cam sensor signal that's happening. So don't forget to like, subscribe, share, comment. Until next time, take it easy, be safe, make sure and hit that like button.